buddy. Let's wave.
Imagine you're standing at the gates of heaven. The angel looks over your file, and instead of asking you, "Did you really fast on Yom Kippur?" or "How much of your income did you spend on charity?" he says, "Tell me about the jokes. The ones you told when someone was crying." This question might seem wrong, and might be wrong, but only to people who take everything that is religious very, very seriously. That is, boring people with no sense of humor. Yes, Judaism takes holiness very seriously. But if every little thing is treated like that, there is no room for laughter and joy. And they are essential parts of human life. Also, historically, our tradition has always left room for entertainment and all kinds of less serious matters. So let's dive into it. But before we continue, hit that subscribe button and drop a like so this video can reach more people. Let me start with a story. There was a man named Moshe. He was 82 years old and lived in Odessa in the 1970s. One day, he decided to sign up for a Hebrew course at the local synagogue. And since all synagogues were under KGB surveillance, the authorities immediately took an interest in Moshe. Soon after, 2 KGB agents knocked on Moshe's door at 6 a.m. and started questioning him. One agent said, "Moshe, we know everything about you, that you sign up for Hebrew. Why? You will die soon, and we are not letting anyone emigrate to Israel," Moshe replied.
In our tradition, we believe that after death we go to heaven, where we meet Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and Moses, and study the Torah together.
"That's why I need Hebrew." Ha 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 ha. The second officer laughed. "But Moshe, what if you go to hell instead of heaven?"
Well, that won't be a problem. I already know Russian.
Did our friend Moshe go to heaven? I believe he did. Not only because he knew Hebrew, his sense of humor helped him too. And the Talmud supports this view. It contains a story about 2 men whose main activity was standing in a marketplace and telling jokes. And they were told they had a guaranteed share in the world to come. Not despite the jokes, because of them. In Talmud Ta'anit, Rabbi Mirski is walking through the busy marketplace with Elijah the prophet. Elijah suddenly points to 2 ordinary-looking men who are making people laugh and says, "These 2 have a share in the world to come." Rabbi Mirski is stunned. These guys? They are jesters, clowns who entertain in the market. He runs over and asks them,
What merit do you have that Elijah says you belong in the world to come?
They answer simply, "Whenever we see someone who is sad or depressed, we go over to them and tell jokes and stories until they start to smile again. And whenever we see 2 people who are fighting or arguing, we sit down between them and joke around until they make peace with each other." That's it. No dramatic miracles. Just noticing pain and division, and answering with humor. So, I don't know if you've noticed, but as ideological polarization has increased in our Western societies, we've generally lost a lot of our sense of humor. Or at least, humor itself has become polarized and politicized, hijacked by politics like almost everything else. Yes, I'm getting serious right now. Right here, right now.
Right here, right now, right here, right now, right here, right now.
And now many people are afraid to say something funny or even to laugh because it might offend someone. Subjective categories like being offensive started being treated as objective, universal truths, which is fundamentally wrong. But I absolutely believe that the remedy for all this division is humor. Why? Because by definition, it is that one last part of life that isn't serious. In any case, humor might be our last resort. And it's worth trying, because if you manage to make someone laugh, you've performed a mitzvah. And that's awesome, especially if you become skilled at it. And thank God people, the silent majority of them, are doing it, or at least trying. Making a lame joke is better than no joke at all. Sometimes it's even funnier. Picture a family dinner, for example. An example for those who still have them. Two relatives are fighting again over the same issue they've had since 2017. You wait a little bit and say,
Remember when Uncle tried to fix the Wi-Fi by yelling at the router in Yiddish?
it actually started working after that. So I suggest you start yelling at each other in Yiddish. Everyone in this room will be happier. The result? The temperature drops. It didn't solve the argument, but at least they stop using each other as punching bags for the rest of the meal. Here's what makes the story from the Talmud powerful. The jesters weren't holy because they were funny. Plenty of people are funny. They were holy because they paid attention and noticed those sitting alone looking down. They noticed the two people whose body language had turned into weapons. Most of us walk past those moments. We tell ourselves it's not our business, or we don't know what to say. These two men treated other people's sadness and conflict as their business. They used the one tool they had, the ability to make someone laugh, and turn it into an act of repair. The joke itself wasn't the mitzvah. The choice to do something about it was. Going back to those heavenly gates. The angel isn't asking whether your jokes were clever or whether people liked them and laughed. He is asking whether your humor ever met someone in their sadness or their fight and gave them a way to breathe again. That's the mitzvah, and that's holy work. So, going back to our initial question, can a joke get you into heaven? The answer is yes. Maybe not automatically, but it will definitely help you get there. Making people laugh is a mitzvah. I'm saying it with absolute confidence, and it is completely in line with what I told you in the previous episode of my show. Happiness in Judaism is about sharing joy with others, not just pleasing ourselves. Thank you. That's it for today. Like, subscribe, and share this video with others. Not later, now.
Right here.